A few days before New Year's Eve, Yoshiaki and his wife drop by to help with the mochi making. Yoshiaki, feeling nostalgic and a bit prideful, tries to do all the heavy lifting himself, despite his wife's warnings that he's not as young as he used to be. Shouzou steps in, suggesting that Yoshiaki leave the heavy work to the more capable, subtly hinting that Yoshiaki is just trying to show off in front of his wife. Yoshiaki acknowledges the strength of Shouzou and Ine, who, despite their age, handle the tasks effortlessly, making him feel a bit embarrassed. Shouzou's talents don't stop there. He builds an impressive snowman that captivates Mino. Motivated by her compliment, Shouzou spends the next day creating a giant snow bear, earning more praise from Mino. Without taking a break, he asks Mino about Kosuke's favorite character, which she reveals is the Black Phoenix Dragon from a card game. Later, when the kids arrive at their grandfather's house, they're greeted by a massive snow dragon in the yard. Little Kosuke is thrilled, and Shouzou finally takes a well-deserved rest. The next day, Ine welcomes more family members, including her sister Tsuru and the Takahiro family. Kosuke quickly invites Shiori to play Karuta with him and Mino. Tsuru, watching them, is reminded of her own childhood games of Karuta and surprises everyone by joining in. When Shiori reads a poem, Tsuru, with incredible speed, picks up the correct card, leaving the kids in awe and making her feel young again. Kosuke later tells Ine about Tsuru's lightning-fast moves, but Ine thinks he is just kidding. After everyone ate the New Year's feast, Kosuke offers to massage Shouzou and Ine's shoulders, surprising his father since he's never done that before. Shiori, suspicious of Kosuke's sudden good boy act, watches closely. Shouzou then gives Shiori a New Year's money gift to spend as she likes, prompting Kosuke to try his luck with his grandfather. However, instead of cash, he receives a book gift card, realizing his plan didn't quite work out as expected. On New Year's Eve, the kids are deep into their video games, the men are sipping sake, and the women have their own little girls' club going on. Kaoru, Shiori's mom, confides that she's been super strict with her daughter about her studies, causing a rift between them. Ine, ever the wise woman, advises her to treat her children with kindness, especially during tough times. Ine reassures Kaoru that Shiori knows her mom is just trying to help, making Kaoru tears up at her comforting words. Kaide, a nurse, takes the chance to seek advice about a rude patient who constantly orders her around. Ine tells her to be assertive and confident, setting limits on the rude behavior. Kaede also starts crying, grateful for the golden advice. Ine then looks around at all the women and drops some final wisdom, noting that while mothers are always seen as strong, it's okay to cry sometimes. This turns the gathering into a heartfelt tear fest. Just as Shouzou walks in from his drinking session, only to see all the women hugging and crying around Ine. They receive 400 New Year cards from townsfolk, feeling like their own old people version of social media. Ine and Shouzou respond to every single one, sending out a photo of themselves wishing for an even better year ahead. They can't stop answering phone calls from grateful townsfolk. When the festivities end, the family gets ready to leave the grandparents' house. Kosuke throws a fit, clinging to Shouzou and not wanting to leave. Ine soothes him with a teddy bear, saying it's like they're always with him. Shouzou pinky promises he'll see Kosuke again soon, and the boy trusts his grandpa. But when the little boy leaves, it's Shouzou who breaks down in tears. The next day, Shouzou and Ine return to their usual routine. Today, Mino and Shota come to help at the orchard. They learn how to tend the fields, and Shouzou praises Shota's quick learning. Modestly, Shota replies that he still has much to learn. Playfully, the old man asks how things are going between him and Mino. Embarrassed, Shota says things are going well, while Shouzou mentions that his grandfather keeps nagging about when they'll get married. Meanwhile, Ine asks Mino if she's really okay spending her school-free day helping out. Mino assures her that she promised to take care of the apple trees she planted, but Ine teases that Mino just wants to spend more time with Shota. When Shota asks Mino to help with some branches, she blushes and asks him not to use her first name in front of his grandparents. Shouzou then appears and leaves some branches for the two young people to handle. As they take a break, Shouzou and Ine watch them with pride and reassurance. Ine comments that the view is beautiful today, and Shouzou quickly replies that it isn't as beautiful as his wife, charming her with his riz. Later, as the two sit together under a tree, the weather is so nice that they begin to feel sleepy. They start reminiscing about how far their family has come. They celebrate Shiori's efforts to enter medical school, thanks to Takahashi's private lessons. They've heard that the Shiori and Takahashi families are getting closer, so Ine left a basket of apples at their door to celebrate. They remember Akemi's children have all gone their separate ways, giving her more freedom. Yoshiaki has found a new job and is excited about it. They don't know what tomorrow will bring, but things seem to be heading in a good direction for everyone. Next week, Ine and Shouzou plan to participate in a gateball tournament with their friends, and during the summer vacation, their family will come to visit, with little Kosuke having grown even more. Shouzou then asks Ine what wish she would like to see fulfilled if she could make one. She thinks about it and concludes that her wish has already come true, and Shouzou agrees. Suddenly, they return to their old bodies as they decide what they will do tomorrow, while the sand in the hourglass runs out. All their precious memories of experiences, people, and places flash in their minds as they hold hands. Sometime later, Mino and Shota arrive with lunch and see the grandparents resting under the tree, worried they might catch a cold. Not knowing, they have peacefully drifted away. 50 years later, we see an old grandpa rushing to call his wife to look at the tree they planted because it bore a beautiful golden apple. The old man asks if they should place the fruit on the altar or eat it themselves. They pause for a moment to decide, and it is revealed that the old couple is Shota and Mino.